General Langley, I note your team's work in implementing the 2017 Women, Peace, and Security Act. Amid the many extremist threats in both of your areas of operations, it is more important than ever, as far as I'm concerned, to work for equality for women and girls around the world. Generals, how are your commands supporting and protecting women and girls in your AOR?
Senator, thanks for that question. As Women's Peace and Security Act was passed in 2017, I've seen from afar what AFRICOM has started to do. We didn't wait for the plan or the construct over years. AFRICOM got after it. I saw this, because I was at CENTCOM and I was the J5, and we got after it as well at that time. But how far that CENTCOM and AFRICOM has gone in the vein of the intent of women's peace and security. Senator, I'd like to just make note. We have it weaved into our Africa campaign plan to effect in working with the Department of Defense to finish out the construct, but we didn't wait for the word to go. Just for your information, Senator, across the Horn of Africa, our JTF, we have Major General Shali, and she has affected that in every exercise that we do, all the way down from Djibouti down to Kenya. And even her, Valerie Jackson, Brigadier General, United States Marine Corps, as they work with other countries, they get it. President Hassan Sheikh Mohammed sees a representation of our talent base in our military and in our U.S. military, that 50% of that talent base is women. And they are showing that it's effective. And for our partners on the African continent, they realize that. So it's changing culture.
General, I think we have to be very intentional about the support we provide to women and girls, because wherever there is instability, and certainly both of your AORs are characterized by what I would call instability, women and girls are the ones who bear the brunt of the challenges. General Langley, would you like to add to what General Curilli said? Because you are doing I would say, a pretty good job.
Yes, Senator. And so in execution, as we work with, even in the West, in our exercises, we ensure that we do represent within the spirit and the letter of intent of the act of WPS that our partners ensure that their culture is changing, and women and girls get meaningful opportunities within the overall governance and in society, and that's why I brought up Major General Shali as she makes her travels across. They see that America gets it, and they start to get it as well. It's very compelling, Senator.
Thank you. General Langley, further question for you. You noted in your testimony climate as a challenge in Africa. Can you describe the destabilizing impact of climate change on African nations and what we can do to counter this impact or these impacts?
Absolutely, Senator. That's a driver of instability, especially with irregular patterns across the Sahel. We're seeing that. But across our whole of government approach, as I work with the USAID, I would say just more flexibility. Trying to predict where the effects are going to go, we need to stay ahead of this. And that's why administrative power is asking for non-humanitarian action so she can move resources so we can address the effects of climate change, because it's hard to predict. Even the USAID, being an evidence-based organization, can't predict where the next 2 years out, where the next atrocity is going to happen as a result of climate change. So there needs to be a flexibility across State Department and USAID, then backed up by military, by building a capability, adaptability within our partners in the military, so they can go out and assist the affected people as a result of climate change.
Thank you. Mr. Chairman, I'm particularly interested in what we are doing to counter climate change impacts in Africa, because I agree that this is a very destabilizing situation. So I will continue to pursue inquiries along these lines. Thank you.